I just turned 33 in April, and you know, life comes at you fast. I want to freeze my eggs for many reasons. I'm thinking about my future family, my future self. I was diagnosed with endometriosis. I want to make sure that if I do decide to have children in the future, that is an option for me. Hey guys, it's Cortni. I'm here in New York City at RMA Fertility Clinic, and I am about to start my egg freezing journey. We're gonna see if it's worth the time, the energy, and the effort. Let's go. There really is no end goal. I don't have a man or a partner or a person. Like, I'm just out here just trying to like live. I don't want to look up and be like, I should have done this, or like, what if I had other options, or it's too late. It took a long time for me to receive an endometriosis diagnosis. I had been in pain since I can remember. I actually have switched OBGYNs multiple times because no one was taking me seriously. And finally, I had a primary care doctor. She's a Black woman based in Brooklyn who looked at me and said, "Your pain is not normal." She actually recommended Dr. Jackson-Bey to me. Dr. Jackson-Bey and my surgeon and my primary care physician all kind of banded together to create this plan for my future.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tia Jackson-Bey. I'm a reproductive endocrinologist and infertility specialist at RMA of New York in Brooklyn, where I've been working for the past 5 years. The average cost of egg freezing roughly is about $10,000. And so you can check with your employer to see if something like egg freezing is covered. I would say maybe the best chance of success is between the ages of 30 to 35. But that does not mean that someone who's younger than 30 or older than 35 should not be seen for a consult. So I usually recommend at least to come in, have the evaluation, learn about your body, and we can see how it goes from there. Egg freezing is just a tool that you could provide for yourself for your future family building. And it's very important to understand that egg freezing does not impact your future fertility in any negative way. So you may not need to use your frozen eggs when it's time for you to build your family. It only adds to your possibilities for later. I met Cortni a few months ago, and I'm so excited to do her consultation today. Hi, Cortni.
Hi.
So good to see you.
You too.
All right, so today is the big day. I did want to make sure that, if you had any questions about everything that we did before, that we get those addressed. Egg freezing in general is about a 2-week process from when you start your medications until when the eggs are retrieved. The egg freezing process typically starts with a new patient consultation. For me, this involves doing an ultrasound of your pelvis, as well as some important lab tests, which include a hormonal evaluation and lets us know what's happening with your ovarian reserve. Based on the results of that lab, we'll determine if this is the best time to start your injections. You have to take injectable medication to stimulate the ovaries to produce multiple follicles at once. And so that's what's given to you in the injections that you take daily.
I did it. I did it. Oh, I don't like that one. Day 1, done. No pain. Day 2. We're gonna sanitize this. We're gonna twist it to our dosage. We're going to numb the area. I'm gonna do a different area, wipe down the area. Squeeze, done. We're ready for needle number 2. Oh, I don't like that one.
In order to prepare the eggs for retrieval, they'll take a different medication at night, which we typically call the surge or the trigger, which is the ovaries' signal to release and ready the eggs. The egg retrieval is typically done about 36 hours later.
Today's day 4 of my egg freezing journey. And today, I do not want to do this. This is the first day that I'm having to do 3 shots, but we are going to do this and get it over with so I can get back on the couch. Day 6, egg freezing.
The actual egg retrieval does not take long to accomplish. It's about 15 minutes, during which you'll be comfortable and asleep due to the anesthesia. The eggs are retrieved vaginally, so there's no incisions on your abdomen. If the eggs are mature, they'll be frozen that same day. Once the eggs are frozen, they remain that way until you need to use them in the future. So the eggs don't care if they're frozen 1 day, 1 week, 1 year, or several years.
I've had like a couple of sharp pains this morning, feeling a little bloated. I can feel things are happening down there. I'm powering through and telling myself, and do hard things. It was really, really important for me to have a Black woman doctor or surgeon during this process because I want to feel seen and heard and taken care of in a way that, to be quite honest, I've only experienced through Black women.
Representation in reproductive medicine is important because I think we have to talk about sensitive topics, and in order to do that, people have to feel comfortable with who they're divulging information to.
It was the morning after Beyonce. And all through the house, no creature was stirring, not even a mouse. Day 11, we're almost through. She just told me that instead of Sunday being distracted, might be into next week, and this process is draining me now. The first week, I was feeling fine as you could, and this week, I feel like it's really caught up to me. It's nothing that I can't push through, but I feel like it's getting harder and harder. Sunday, I go back to the doctor, and hopefully things will have progressed. We are gonna try and do these 3 shots as quick and fast and painless as possible.
Endometriosis is a condition of the female reproductive system where the lining of the uterus is found in places that it really should not be. One of the most significant hallmarks is pelvic pain. Unfortunately, not everyone's pain is equal, and the pain of Black and brown women can often be overlooked.
I felt like I was screaming and fighting and yelling and saying, I'm in pain, and everyone was telling me that's just what it is. And if someone would have taken me seriously years ago, maybe I wouldn't be where I am now. We thought this was gonna be a 10-day process. It is looking like a full 2 weeks. And I am ready for it to be over. Praying for good news. Good news. Okay, bye. I've had a day. She kind of told me it would be like a Tuesday, Wednesday thing where we would do the retrieval of the eggs. And I've already had my tears and I've already sat with it. I will say the first week was a breeze. The second week of this process took your girl down. I'm a little nervous with my endometriosis, my right ovary. It's harder for them to get to or to see or for the follicles to grow as big. So really we're putting a lot of faith in my left ovary. So I'm just praying that all of this wasn't for nothing. Either way, it wouldn't have been for nothing, but once we got the endometriosis diagnosis, there was questions, about will I be able to have children? Can I have children? What does this mean for my future self? What's happening inside of my body? It feels scary and invasive, and there's all these doctors using these big words and saying these things that I don't understand. And I live in New York by myself. I'm a single woman. I've had to navigate this on my own, really.
I commend Cortni so much for listening to what her body told her, for finding the right doctors who could guide her in the right way. It's just a reminder for everyone to not stop at the first provider or encounter that does not take your health and your pain seriously.
It is 12:06. I just completed my last 3 shots. These are my trigger shots. A full 2 weeks process, but we made it. But yeah, I did every single one of these shots by myself. No one else did any of them for me. So I feel like a bad, soon to be one day, not soon, but one day, mother.
The most rewarding part of this work for me is absolutely helping people to build their families. It's just a joy, especially when you know how hard some people have worked and all that they've been through so that they can finally have the family that is important to them.
We are on the way to the doctor or RMA to get my eggs retrieved. Yay. As soon as I got the endo diagnosis and knew that I was gonna go down this egg freezing journey and just this journey in general, society puts a lot of pressure on women. If you don't have a family or a husband or kids or a partner, you're worthless. And I want to take control of my own health. The socks are nice. I love the little socks. This is my favorite part. And the warm blanket. So we're ready. I want to raise awareness for endo. I want people to be able to freeze their eggs and take control of their reproductive health. Even if you don't know if you want to have kids, it's an option, it's a safety net there. If maybe one day you change your mind. I feel like I've done everything on my end to set myself up for success. And so now I have to trust in that. I have to trust my body. I have to trust the doctors. I have to lean on my support system in my village. And I'm really excited to be on the other side and to just take full control of my body and my future.
I feel like I was in the deepest sleep of my life. I feel accomplished and like it wasn't in vain.
So being more vocal, I think, is very important about sharing your process with egg freezing. You'll realize that you might be inspiring other people to have that evaluation or to go through the process, or find that you're not alone. Oh, I froze my eggs last year, or I did that last summer, and not even know. So I really encourage you, as much as you're comfortable, to make it a normal part of your conversation with your friends and people around you.
I've been very vulnerable about this experience with my friends, with my family. I have had to rely on my village to support me throughout this journey. Hi. So it's been 14 days exactly since I've had my retrieval, and what a roller coaster this process and journey has been. I'm so grateful and so thankful that I did it. I would not change a thing about doing it. They were able to retrieve 12 eggs, and they were able to freeze 11 of those 12 eggs. So that was just such a relief for me. The day after, I was having a little bit of a crash out the day after. My friends were there to support me. I think I was uncomfortable for probably like another week after that. And then I finally started feeling normal. My stomach went down. I started feeling better. And I'm just ready for this chapter of my life to be over, to know that I have my eggs frozen and waiting for me if I need them and when I need them. And then to finally not be in pain anymore. And you know, one of my doctors told me there's nothing that I could have done to change this, and I am going to sit with that and take that in and believe that and be kind to myself and be kind to my body. And I hope that me sharing my experience just can help someone else. So that's a wrap on the egg freezing journey. Until next time. Hopefully there won't be a next time, but until next time.
Cheers.
Cheers to your eggs. They on the loose. Fried or scrambled.